Hello, welcome back to Beauty Bee and to an update for my Pan Those eyeshadows. This will be the August update because we are quickly approaching the end of August somehow. I had a pretty successful month, I've got to say. I have 3 rollouts, I have 3 that are staying in, and at the end I will be drawing my 3 additional shades. So what more introduction do we need? Let's get straight into it. Let's start with the shades that are going to be coming with me into next month. The first is this Kiko Duo. Specifically, I'm working on this sparkly taupe shade, the lighter one. And my goal is to use this 10 times or hit pan. I'm guessing that I will hit 10 uses long before I would hit pan on this. And currently I'm sitting at 5 uses. I just rolled this in last month. Next up, another shade that I just rolled in last month. This is from my Profusion Emeralds palette. And I'm working on the shade Meadow, which is this deep teal. This is a matte shade. I have used it as liner quite a few times. I think that every time I've used this month has been as liner. And I have used this 4 times. I will say that I am filming this a couple of days early. Actually, a few days early. I'm filming it about 4 days earlier than I usually would. But there's no threat of me hitting 10 uses on any of the things that are still left before my update. So I figured, why not just film this video when I've got the time, and then I'll have a couple of extra days for next month's update to work on things, and maybe I will have a little bit more of a successful month. Not that this was a bad month, I think this was actually pretty good. The only other shade that I'm not rolling out is from my e.l.f. 70s Feels palette. I was working on this peach shade, and again, I rolled this in last month and I've used it 4 times in the past month. I'm not wearing any of the shades that I've already shown on my eyes today. However, I am wearing one of the rollout shades that I have. The first is the one that I'm wearing. I have this matte peach shade in my crease. I use it to blend out this more brown orange shade. It's not this shade, but it does kind of look like it. This was actually my 10th use. I hit 10 uses today. I was at, I think, like 5 or 6 at last month's update. So I got my act together and I used the peach shade to get this out. And I don't know why I'm closing this because another rollout is this deep gray. This was also a holdout from the previous month, and I hit my goal on this pretty quickly after the last update. I think it only took me maybe a week to use it the additional 2 or 3 times that I needed to roll this out. So both of these are out, and for at least the next like 2 minutes, I don't have this palette in my project for the first time in what feels like maybe ever. It's a good feeling. I assume that will only last like 3 minutes, but I'm going to savor that while it lasts. And then the last shade that I have to roll out, I actually didn't hit 10 uses on because I hit pan instead. Now this is just bad repressing, this piece of pan at the top, but this in the center, that is actual pan. This is a lavender shade that was originally in my Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette. It's one of their old 10-pan palettes. I rolled this in, I believe, 2 months ago, and I used it 7 times to hit pan. I would have hit pan on July 27th, which indicates to me that I must have rolled this in 2 months ago. And then probably only used it once or maybe twice after that last update before I hit pan. Makes me very happy. Okay, so 3 shades following me. Let's swatch those and then we will select the other 3 that are going to be coming into the month of September. Wild. Why am I swatching on this side of my arm? Let's go with this side so you can actually see them. So there's the taupe sparkle. This can be built up a little bit over glitter glue, but it really is more of a topper shade. The peach. And meadow. Okay, so now for the other three, I have numbers 1 through 118. I will say though, before we pull, 107 to 110, if I pull a number in that range, I'm not going to put it in the project because that is a quad from e.l.f. that I haven't opened yet, and I haven't fully decided if I'm going to keep or if I'm going to try to give it away to a sister or something. So we're not going to use that. We're just going to, you know, let it be until I've made up my mind. But let's generate 3 random numbers. So the first one is 23, which that will be in my Profusion Glam palettes. This starts at number 18, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Not my favorite shade in the palette, but I can make it work. I can make this work. It's a nice quality shade. It's just very orange, which is not generally my vibe, though you would never guess that looking at this pumpkin spice nightmare before you today. Okay, next shade, 53. 53 is going to be from my Viseart Petite Pro 2. It's going to be the second to last shade in there. So let me grab that. That's going to be this shimmery shade. It's sort of a deep rose. Very pretty. There's quite a bit of brown in this shade. Kind of an interesting color scheme we have going on so far. And then finally, last shade, 34. Did we completely avoid the NYX Ultimate Utopia? Yes, we did. That never happens. Great. Next up, what did I pull? 34, that is from my Profusion Emeralds palettes. And this ends at 36, so 35, 34. Monumental, which is this shimmery teal. Very interesting. I cannot say that I have any idea what to do with this color scheme, but you know what? It is interesting. I will give it that. And I think that these will be fun to work into some looks this coming month. My goal is only to hit 10 uses, so I feel like that should be very doable for all of these shades over the next 2, admittedly, maybe 3 for this orange, and honestly, maybe this teal as well. Over the next 2 or 3 months, I think I should be able to use all of these 10 times. All right, I think that is it for this update. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've been enjoying this project. I know that I have, and please consider liking and subscribing if you did. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing y'all next time. Bye.